So we are good to go?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
It's already late. Where's Arjun?
He's looking for universities, right? Maybe he's held up there.
You look so tense. By the way, did you get to choose the university?
No, I'm unable to find an university that meets my requirements.
Whoa. Meet your requirements? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for a place that gives me an opportunity to grow, to excel, to invent, and to innovate. I want to be a part of an institution that paves my way to discover myself and to witness the world moving forward in technology. I want to go to a place that sets a futuristic pattern of education filled with ideas and radical performances. Basically, I want to live my dream.
Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.
So good evening, everybody. A warm welcome to all the students from various parts of the country who have shown interest in looking at this particular virtual webinar on the topic specialized BCom programs and the way forward. The examinations which were supposed to be held, the board examinations, and we all got to know about this news that the examinations would not be held and students would be promoted, keeping their 10th standard or the 11th standard marks as an average. And so there's going to be a lot of confusion. There's a lot of rush among students. Very few students today are finding time in terms of getting to know what do they need to take in their career. What is it that will suit them? So here's an opportunity, a golden opportunity for all the students who belong to the +2 or the 12th commerce stream. There's been a lot of development, there's been a lot of innovation, a lot of improvement in the traditional programs being offered under the BCom. And we at Dayanand Sagar University always bring the latest to these segments. So while we share the career opportunities, the job opportunities, the kind of job roles, the kind of program details, the kind of careers that you would be going through, for the same, we have invited a host of speakers today. Senior management from Dayanand Sagar University, folks from the industry, all of them have taken out time today to share the opportunity, to share how your dreams can come true. So a warm welcome to all of you, a warm welcome to the speakers. I am Srinivas Shinde. I am the Chief Marketing Officer at Dayanand Sagar University and will be the host for all of you today. I take the opportunity of introducing the esteemed speakers for today. I start with introducing Dr. K.N.B. Murthy. He is the Vice Chancellor at Dayanand Sagar University. Sir has also been the former Vice Chancellor for PES University, Bangalore. Sir holds a bachelor's degree in electrical power engineering with master's degree in electrical engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and a PhD in computer science and engineering from IIT Madras. Sir has worked as a research specialist in parallel computing at New Mexico State University, US. Sir is currently a member of Karnataka State Higher Education Council and also the Academic Senate member of IIT Dharwad. Sir, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
Our second speaker for the day would like to introduce Dr. Puneet Kariyappa. She is the Dean for School of Commerce and Management Studies at Dayanand Sagar University. She is also a certified Oracle Financials and the Retail Association of India certified trainer. She is also a guest faculty at IIM Bangalore and recognized as 10 must-watch influential women leaders in Indian education by Higher Education Digest 2021. She is the winner of International Inspiration Women's Award and the Best Woman Dean Award for 2020. She is the winner of the Best Dean Award from Puducherry Academy Researchers Association 2020. She is also a celebrated corporate trainer in the domain of finance, associated with around 26 companies. A warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shinde.
Our speaker number 3 for the day is Mr. Prashant Javanjal. Sir is the head of South India for Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, as well as Telangana for ACCA. He is working as the head of South India and is based out of Bangalore. In his current assignment, is managing and supporting all the key stakeholders relationship, including university, colleges, school learning partners, and employers in the region, enabling the growth of ACCA brand in the market. He closely works with the ACCA India leadership team to devise current and future strategies for ACCA and execute them in the Indian market. A warm welcome to you, Mr. Prashant. Our speaker number 4 for the day is Mr. Suresh Kumar. He is a director and head of finance for APAC region for CSG Systems International Private Limited. He is a chartered accountant and certified public accountant, also holding various other certifications related to his profession. As he is very passionate about teaching, he is also a visiting faculty at prestigious universities for various professional courses. Mr. Suresh has over 17 years of experience and has worked in corporates like Deloitte, Infosys, Tata Teleservices, and so on. A warm welcome to you, Mr. Suresh. We now move to the first speaker of the day and would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. K.N.B. Murthy sir, to set the context and to share your views as a guidance to the student from the 12th Commerce in their way forward. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Srinivas Singh. Esteemed co-panelists and the students and the parents who have joined this webinar come campus info session or on a Friday evening. We're extremely happy to provide you the information pertaining to the specialized BCom programs so that you get a fair idea with regard to these programs, particularly the career opportunities. Dayanand Sagar University has been conducting several virtual campus info sessions for providing information about various programs of study so that the stakeholders or the aspirants have complete information about all programs, then take an informed decision. Now the clarity has emerged in terms of the board exams and other things. Possibly you might have seen the CBSE board has decided to have about 30, 40 kind of decision to announce the results. Probably in the next few days, you will be able to get the results. The next thing that you have to decide is what is the career path that you need to choose. What 2 or 3 important points you have to keep in mind before getting into a program study. The first and the foremost thing that you have to note down is that which career path would be the right career path. Secondly, you need to understand that you are not going to graduate today, you are going to graduate 3 or 4 years down the line. Therefore, you need to know about what would be the future is going to look like. And several organizations, the proactive organizations like NASCOM, World Economic Forum, and several others, have made some predictions for the consumption of the individuals, the education institutions, the government, and also the industries. Several predictions have been made, several scenarios have been put out. Some of them I'm going to highlight and then tell you what you need to do. First and the foremost thing that's been indicated is that the future of work will be going through a complex disruption. Complex disruption in the sense, whatever the things that you see today will change in the next few years drastically. For several reasons, one of the main reasons for all this is technology evolution and also use of technology in every walk of life would change the nature of jobs, the nature of understanding a student needs to possess in the future. Second prediction they've also made is that about 60 to 70% of the existing jobs would vanish in the next 5 to 10 years. They may not exist at all. There's a second prediction they have made, meaning the new jobs are going to be created, the existing jobs would vanish. Therefore, the students of the future have to acquire new kind of skills to face those kind of challenges. What are those new kind of skills? Several of them. Some of them are like this. One of the critical skill that's required is the analytical skill. Analytical skill, analytical reasoning. You need to analyze and reason it out. Basically, you need to find out what is the exact way the things are moving. Second, you need to acquire the skill of problem solving. Given a problem, how do we solve the problem? The third, you need to have the reflective judgment based on the conditions. You need to make the reflective judgment. And all these things come with practice. They may not come overnight. Possibly you need to work on that. Then the research and inquiry skills. Inquiry skills is questioning. You should not accept anything going forward. You need to question everything that's going to come in. The other kinds of skills that are indicated also is that communication skill becomes critical, where you must be in a position to explain a particular task or particular concept to a person who does not know anything about it. How exactly you communicate that. Then you need to learn what is called a collaborative skill or communication, the collaboration skill. Teamwork means you must learn to work in a team. How do you motivate your team members? How do you contribute in a team is going to be another important skill. Next, creative skill. Creativity is another important thing where you need to do a particular work differently. That is the kind of thing that's required going forward. And all kind jobs in the future require the use of artificial intelligence, machine learning, then what are called as the blockchain, AR, VR, etc. In other words, you need to have the skill of the digital technology, digital literacy. And you also need to have the skills like social intelligence or social media. The media literacy is also going to be very, very important. Coming to the topic of BCom, specialized BCom. Please understand the commerce graduates or the people with commerce background would find jobs in several sectors, not only in the exact thing that we're talking about, but there are other kinds of areas where the commerce graduates are well sought after. The one particular area which is, there's several, I'll mention few. One is financial planning, which was not done earlier. Financial planning becomes critical in the future. Then investment banking would become another area of specialization. Then what are called a financial analyst? You need to analyze the finances of an organization, make predictions. This is the financial analyst is our thing. Cost accounting becomes another area where lots of things are going to be done. And there are also sectors which have been identified to produce tremendous number of jobs going forward. These organizations have identified. One such thing is finance. Finance is the area where a lot of jobs are going to be created because everything will be around finance. Therefore, the opportunities for the commerce graduates are going to be in abundance. Only thing that you have to keep in mind is mere knowledge of commerce is not enough. You need to have the knowledge of technology. You need to have the knowledge of the areas surrounding commerce. If you are a specialist in commerce, that's not enough. You need to have the allied kind of programs, allied kind of subjects. You need to have those knowledge. In other words, multidisciplinary skills become critical going forward. And the most important skill that you need to master going forward, because all this is come with experience, how to see the connections across domains. For example, you study something in biology. Can you connect biology to commerce? Can you connect history to commerce? Can you connect a subject like psychology to commerce? The areas of multidisciplinary learning becomes very, very critical. I am sure the experts would give you a lot of information and provide you inputs about the job opportunities if you were to specialize in a particular area, and also provide some kind of idea with regard to the methods or the mechanism that we follow at Dayananda Sagar University for you to make an informed choice. With this, I thank all the participants and also the organizers for a patient listening. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We would now like to move on to our next speaker for the day. I'd like to invite our Dean, Dr. Puneet Kariappa, and she'll be talking about why BCom with specialization and so on. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shinde. Just confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah, just a second. Full screen.
You'll have to go to full screen. One more time, click it.
Yeah, not happening. Not happening. Is that fine? Yeah,
You can do it from here, the slideshow from top.
1 second.
Can you press F5, madam?
Sorry?
Can you press F5? It should work.
F5.
F5.
No, not happening.
Something
That's okay. I think I'll continue because when I come back next time, yeah. Anyway, good evening, Vice Chancellor, sir. Good evening, esteemed speakers. Good evening, faculty members, parents, and our prospective students who are here in this webinar today. Good evening to all of you. Like our Vice Chancellor mentioned, we are going to discuss all about the BCom program and the career prospects that is available in commerce field. Before going to those details, let me talk to you all about Dayanand Sagar University and introduce the university to you. We come with almost 60 years of a legacy. We have chain of hospitals, 6 decades of legacy. We do have 4 campuses, and we have 7 schools, that is engineering, journalism, sciences, and commerce and management. So before talking about our commerce and management program in particular, as we have students who have come from different backgrounds, it could be science, it could be commerce, and at this point in time wondering what to do, what to choose in future, we welcome you to the School of Commerce and Management Studies, and we would like to guide you in taking an informed decision. While doing this, we would want to tell you all, first of all, decide what interests you. Like I keep talking to many parents, it all depends upon what you want to do, what is the background that you come from, and which field interests you, and what is the job that you would like to take up. Would you like to have a business of your own? Would you like to become an entrepreneur? Would you like to have a startup? Would you like to do a e-commerce business or be a tax consultant? Accordingly, I mean, just now when Vice Chancellor sir was speaking, there was a question, basic question as to what is the difference between commerce and management, or BCom and BBA. So let me clarify, if you are taking up BCom, you would be studying more of accounting, finance related aspects, taxation, stock market, trading, and so on. And if you're taking up BBA, it is more into management programs, which we will talk about tomorrow. So you need to decide whether commerce programs interest you. Do your research properly. Internet, newspaper, television, webinars like this is there to help you understand what is what, so that you can decide better. Check online, talk to your friends, talk to people at home, talk to your relatives, okay, who are in this particular profession, who are in this related areas, so that they'll give you more information. It is also better to talk to the alumni, the students who have passed out, so that you can get an insight from the students' perspective, and that will help you decide better. You would also want to understand what is it that you're getting into? What is the syllabus? What are the courses that you're going to study? So in commerce, as we talk more today, you will understand that you will be studying more into accounting, costing, finance, financial reporting, international financial reporting standards, and so on. So are you ready for all this? Is what you have to be prepared to get into this course. The other thing that you should be very clear about is the university that you're getting into. Know the university, do your due diligence. Is it a private university? Is it a centralized university? What is the difference between the two? Many students come to us and ask, what is the difference between private universities and Bangalore University and so on. So you need to have answers for all that, and that is the reason we would suggest that you visit the university, have a look at everything, and get first-hand information so that you have so much more clarity. Yes? What is the duration of the course? How many semesters? What is the duration of each semester? What is your class timings? Is there any flexibility that you can have? Is it a full-time program? You need to have answers for all this, and that is where we are here to help you out. Eligibility is a big question mark for everyone, especially now because your class 2 exams have not happened. And as it is mentioned today, 30-30-40 is what will be the eligibility criteria for you to move on with your admissions for the degree program. Okay, so based on that, we will be taking admission You don't have to wait till your results are out. I'm sure you all have done well in your 10th and 11th. So you can take provisional admissions, and when the results come, we are there to cross-check and let you know whether you are eligible or not. You don't have to worry about that. Cost of the study, because we have different kinds of integrated courses and programs. The cost of each program is different. You need to know what is the cost, whether your budget permits. Talk to your parents, discuss what do you want to do, can you do that, can you afford that, and then take up the course accordingly. We will talk about the fee structure and everything later based on your questions. What are the career opportunities? You might be interested in doing CA. You might be interested in doing CMA. What are the career opportunities you need to know? So to talk more about that, we have ACCA specialists, we have CMA specialists here with us, and they are going to guide you as to what are the possible career opportunities. So accordingly, you can have a pen and paper with you, take down the notes, and then ask us questions, clarify, so that you can decide better. All right. So here we are, School of Commerce and Management Studies from Dayanand Sagar University, and we are going to discuss only the commerce programs today. Everything about BBA we will discuss tomorrow. So under BCom, we do have 3 different varieties of programs for you. Just doing a BCom degree will not take you anywhere, and that many students have understood. And hence, we do have integrated professional international programs for you all. We do have BCom with ACCA, which is a UK-based program, which is integrated. BCom with CMA, which is a US-based program that is integrated. And we also have our own Indian Chartered Accountant program, which you are studying when you're doing your BCom degree. I will talk more about these programs later, while I would want you all to listen to the experts from ACCA and CMA, and by then you will have certain questions and clarifications, which I'll be doing while we conclude this webinar. So over to you. Over to Mr. Prashant. So Mr. Shinde, if you can just let Mr. Prashant speak about ACCA, and then we'll come back.
So, could you stop this screen sharing? Yeah.
Yes.
So, thank you so much, ma'am. We'd like to move on to our next speaker for the day, Mr. Prashant, and he would be talking about the specialization, the ACCA specialization track and opportunities. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shinde. Thank you, Dr. Puneet. I'm just wanting to check, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
And am I audible as well?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Thank you, Dr. Murthy, for that brilliant opening note. And you actually set the context very well. And probably in my presentation, if I want to sum up, so probably those were the points which you actually highlighted, and which are very, very critical for all the students and parents to know when they're deciding about their career and choosing a specific sector. So I welcome all the students and parents once again for this session. I would be sharing details about the ACCA qualification, what we offer across the globe. I will also touch upon what is the collaboration between ACCA and Dayanand Sagar University. What are the benefits of that association to the students? And finally, also I'll touch upon what are the various career opportunities for ACCA students and professionals within India and across the globe. So I would start. So ACCA basically stands for the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. We are a 100-plus-year-old body, a chartered body in UK, and we are working in almost 150 plus countries. If you see the statistics as of now, at this point of time, around 6 lakh students are pursuing the ACCA qualification worldwide. And when I say students, it includes students at college and university level and also working professionals. So if you combine them all, it's close to 6 lakh students in 150 plus countries. We have a network of around 2.5 lakh members across the globe. And these are the professionals who have finished the ACCA qualification, having 3 years of work experience, and are working with various top-notch organizations across the globe, or managing their own business, or supporting public bodies across the globe. So these are some basic statistics about ACCA. Just to continue further, we also have a network of 7,000 plus approved employers across the globe. Now, these are the organization or employers who approve of the qualification. We work very closely with them to design our qualification, change our qualification regularly so that it is relevant to the needs of the industry. So Dr. Murthy touched upon a very important point, that you need to do something which is relevant when you pass that program. So let's say you're doing a BCom, and you should, or any other qualification or certification. So by the time you complete that, you should be relevant in the market, and the scope for that certification should be long-term in nature. So that's very, very important. So this network of approved employers really make the qualification very, very relevant and global in nature. We have almost 800 plus universities like Dayanand Sagar University across the globe who are offering the integrated program of ACCA in their campuses. And we work, as I mentioned, in 150 plus countries. So these statistics shows that we have the experience to create professionals who are ready to add value to any organization they go. They are ready to add value to the public at large, and can work well in accounting, in finance, and business as a whole. So moving ahead, just a little bit about what we do in India. So we are working in all the 4 zones across the country. At this point of time, we have more than 40,000 plus students who are studying the ACCA qualification within India, and around 100 plus leading universities and colleges are offering this program along with the BCom or the BBA program in the university. And we closely work with around 100 plus employers, the best of the employers within the country, and they are hiring ACCA talent from us. We work very closely with them for a lot of research papers and understanding about how the industry is progressing, and thereby also implementing those changes in our ACCA qualification so that our students are relevant at every time. What are the benefits while you do the ACCA qualification? As I mentioned, it's a world of opportunity. It creates a global passport for you because of our employer network and the member network we have in all these countries. Since we work closely with the employers to design and redesign the qualification, they really trust the ACCA professionals because of the quality and value they bring on the table. We're very flexible in our operations. We have our examinations quarterly held across the globe. And because of the pandemic, as a recent innovation, we also resorted to remote proctored exams where students were able to write the ACCA exams by sitting at their home. So we always want the student to progress, and for that we put a lot of efforts and innovations around. And as I mentioned, the qualification gives you a global network. And if you want to take one idea from this webinar, I would like to share that your worth is nothing but the worth of the network you have. So just imagine if you are networked with so many organizations, so many members across the world, you have better chances for a great career in the future. A little bit about what the qualification is. It is split into 3 different levels. It is called as applied knowledge, the first level, applied skills, and the strategic professional level. So overall, we have 13 papers within the qualification. And if you see the subjects that are covered, which are all relevant to somebody who has done 12 commerce as well, so they have a natural advantage while they pursue these subjects. Even if you're not done 12 commerce, still you can easily cover these subjects with the help of the university and our approved learning partner, because they would be responsible to provide tuition support to you while you do your graduation in the 3 years time. So if you see, we have a lot of width within the qualification. As I mentioned, when you complete ACCA, you can work in all the possible accounting roles. You are very strong on the finance side, which Dr. Murthy has already highlighted that finance is the buzzword because everything will be revolving around finance, and that is absolutely true. And then at the strategic professional level, we have papers like strategic business reporting, which is nothing but the IFRS paper, extension of the IFRS paper, and also a case study, which is called as the strategic business leader. Along with that, there are ethics and professional skills module, which cover all the areas like analytical reasoning, judgment, research, questioning, collaboration skills, creative skills, which Dr. Murthy was talking about. So it's a very comprehensive qualification, which has a lot of width, so that you have a lot of roles opened up for you when you finish that, and also a lot of depth, so that you not only just touch the subject, but you have enough knowledge to get deeper into those areas. So I'll just move ahead. So once you finish this qualification, you pass the 13 papers, you are called as an ACCA affiliate. Then you have 3 years of work experience, you are called an ACCA member. Now, the advantage to any student who is studying at Dayanand Sagar University is the first 6 papers out of those 13 would be exempted for you because of the association of ACCA with Dayanand Sagar University. So you did not write these examinations, you are exempted, and you can directly start from the 7th paper. So in that process, you save a lot of time, and also you save a lot of cost, which is involved in writing the papers. But what we are also ensuring is that the knowledge of these 6 papers is covered in the 3 years of graduation, which would be delivered and assessed at the university campus. And the additional advantage you have is, while you complete these 13 papers, you have an option to apply for BSc in Applied Accounting from Oxford Brookes University. So the moment you finish your 9 papers and you write a research report and submit a thesis, which is approved by the Oxford Brookes University, you additionally get a BSc in Applied Accounting, and it is the same degree which is given to an on-campus degree in UK. So just imagine finishing ACCA, 9 papers here, completing BCom at DSU, and you are also entitled to get a BSc from one of the reputed universities in UK. Once you complete the entire qualification, you can apply for an MSc in professional accountancy from University of London, which is 6th ranked university across the globe. And it is almost at the PhD level, if we want to state across Indian standards. So you have multiple advantage. While you do one qualification, you cover another 3 qualifications, a BCom from Indian University, and a BSc, and a chance to get a BSc and MSc from 2 very renowned universities. So, that's an added advantage for you. And if you see on the right on the screen, those are the skills that you would be able to develop when you finish all the 13 papers, and which covers all the aspects of accounting, finance, and business as a whole. I'll touch upon the employability factor, because very, very important for all of you know that what are the career opportunities for any student who finishes the ACCA qualification. So if you see, there are varied industries which hires ACCA. You can work in multiple roles, cross-functional roles, whether it is audit, assurance, risk management, compliance, on the management accounting side, as an analyst, as a financial planner, you can work in investment banking. So all these areas are open to you just because of the different subjects we cover, which are very, very relevant for you if you want to become a global accounting and finance professional. Mentioned all our 13 bring very significant competencies within the students, which are appreciated by the employers, which are needed by the employers when they hire you. for their organizations. So to support students on the employability, we have our virtual career fairs organized in India. We organize them twice a year. We conduct campus placements for our students in the university campuses. We have our ACCA job portal, which is a global job portal where any ACCA student can go and seek for a job, not only in India, but all the countries across the globe. So at any given point of time, you will find thousands of jobs which are available on the ACCA career portal. Just on the mention of jobs, what we see the trend across India. So when we started this year, we've already posted around 2,000 plus jobs requirement from various employers in India. In the last week, we had EY posting around 1,000 plus jobs, and they are looking for these many ACCA affiliates and members within the country. So just a glimpse, as I mentioned, any organization you name, whether it is on the IT side, finance side, shared services, from the core industries, all are hiring ACCAs across India and obviously globally as well. So these are the brands we work very closely with. They have sponsorship programs for the students who are doing ACCA. They come to campuses for hiring ACCA talent. They even hire partly qualified ACCA talent. They also provide internships. So there's a lot of opportunities because they know that any ACCA student or a professional really carries a lot of value. Most of them are our approved employers, and we really work very closely with them to offer a lot of benefits to the academic segment as well as our students. So that is what I wanted to cover about the qualification. And I'll just take a minute more to conclude with a video for the benefit of the students.
Do you want a career with limitless opportunities? Our qualifications and skills are in demand and the key to unlocking your future success. By studying with ACCA, you could have a finance career that can take you in any direction, no matter your starting point. You could open the door to millions of exciting new jobs and gain a passport to a whole world of possibilities. We'll equip you with the work-ready skills needed to thrive in a fast-changing digital landscape, which is why employers trust us. At ACCA, we understand everyone has a different journey to success, which is why some of your existing qualifications could count towards your ACCA exams. You'll also have the opportunity to gain additional qualifications such as a degree or master's from one of our many partners, meaning you can gain 2 leading qualifications at the same time. And because we know everyone has different commitments and lifestyles, there are flexible study options available, so you can go at a time and pace that suits you. With ACCA, you're never alone. You'll be part of a global network of over 500,000 students and 200,000 members. So what are you waiting for? Give your career the ultimate flying start with the business qualification that takes you where you want to go.
Thank you so much for the time. Over to you, Mr. Shinde.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We would now like to move on to the next speaker of the day and would like to invite Mr. Suresh Kumar Mani. He's the Director and Head of Finance. And we would talk about the CMA specialization track and the opportunities for the students going forward. Over to you, Mr. Suresh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Could you please confirm if my screen and I'm clear?
Sir, you could just do the screen sharing. It's not yet been done.
Sorry. Is it visible now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay. Good evening, everyone. In fact, I would like to first share my appreciation to Mr. Prashant. Mr. Prashant, the video, the details that you presented about ACCA was so informative. Even I'm now interested to see how I can become a member of ACCA. such a detailed one, sir. Thank you so much.
Good to know that. Thank you. Good to know that.
Thank you, sir. By the way, let me formally start off with a formal good evening and thanks to Dr. Punit and Dr. Murthy sir for giving me the opportunity to speak about this USCMA. And folks, in fact, Dr. Murthy sir started about the opportunities, the kind of changes, that's expected, to use the right word, the predictions that is expected from institutions like NASSCOM. And I don't disagree with them. That's completely, the kind of changes that's expected to come and the kind of jobs that's present today will not be in existence in few months and few years and decades from now. It's very true. I myself have seen in the last 18, 20 years of my work experience, so many changes, so many dramatic changes that's happened in our finance world itself. Today, in fact, I'm working on a project in my company. We are introducing bots to help us in processing lots of our day-to-day monotonous, tasks like P2P or vendor payment processes, or doing a bank reconciliation statements and so on and so forth. Today, we are depending highly on bots to help us in handling a lot of our day-to-day work. And remember, bots are going to be a challenge for finance professionals like us, but I don't think they can really replace us, because we have something known as brain, which though we might see that in the machines in the form of AIs and things like that, I still strongly believe that there won't be a day where what we see in the movies, that the bots will take over human beings. That not really happen, at least not in our generation. But do not underestimate them. They are going to be really, really smart, which means we have to put ourselves forward in understanding what are the things that we can do that machines cannot do and what others cannot do. So without much delay, let me first dive into certain important statistics about the opportunities, the statistics about what one of the major institutions in the US has done. In fact, one of the studies done by AICPA, which is the institution in the US for the CPAs, is that they've made a survey, and as per their database, literally about 75% of today's finance professionals will be retiring in the next couple of decades, maybe 15 years from now. What does it mean? It means that there's going to be humongous demand and opportunities for young chaps like you. Yes, you heard it. 75% of the chartered accountants, all the CPAs, all the finance professionals today will be retiring, which means you all have a great opportunity to come forward, to be the leaders of organizations and help the organizations to take to the next level. And I'm sure, remember, whenever you do some professional courses like CMAs or CAs or ACCAs, you will always have an upper hand in terms of getting great opportunities, either in the form of getting immediate job placements, or also when it comes to career progressions in many professional companies. In fact, I can share one of the small instances that happened recently in my WhatsApp group. We have a CFO WhatsApp group in which there was we always share if there is an opportunity of any openings for any finance heads or any directors and such like that. It so happened that the requirement was all about they were open to CAs or CMAs or ACCA. And there were a few for CFOs, finance heads, who were very excited to see that the industry is changing. They're not limiting only to chartered accountants. Honestly, guys, it hurts me being a CA, but the fact is a fact. The things are just moving away from chartered accountancy. They are not literally moving away, but there are equal opportunities to ACCAs, CMAs, and CPAs. The opportunities are equally provided. So what is the takeaway from that is the qualifications are the stepping stones for getting into a company. And once you've got into that company or to the industry, you need to start evolving. You need to keep yourself updating yourself with the knowledge. You won't believe, after my CA, I did my CPA after 3 years. Then I did my diploma in IFRS after 10 years. And I need to keep doing it. And in fact, I'm planning to take up CMA exams also, given that I do sessions on CMAs and take classes on CMA. But you know what? Teaching is different and studying is a bit different, guys. I'm totally agree. Students definitely have to go through the process of ensuring they know A to Z of everything, and it's very important. And honestly, if you see the kind of opportunities that you're going to see, I'm going to come back to this slide, but just want to show this and then come there. If you see the kind of opportunities you're going to see, just like what our friend Mr. Prashant showed, there are opportunities provided by all these brands like Deloitte, EY, KPMG, Grant Thornton. All these brands that we know of, or the ones that Indian companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Tata Communications, all these companies are also looking for finance talents. They want people who have the basic additional qualification. I can also share one more incident. I know that some of my students who come for some special sessions, I know that they have got 10 years of experience, but they were lucky enough to get a job as BCom graduates. But after a point, they do not get elevated in the organization. They have to stay there forever. And they're very clearly informed by these brands that, unless you become a CA or a CMA or ACCA or whatever, another additional course, professional course, you are going to be there forever. And because of which, after 10 years, they try to understand, and they sit with the young chaps like you guys and try to pursue these courses, which means, yes, everybody understands the importance of these opportunities. And guys, just want to give you some introduction about CMA, and CMA stands for Certified Management Accountant. And the word management accountant is totally different from financial accountant, because management accountant believes in analysis. He believes in presenting data to the organizations for their, decision making, and help them to take the right decisions, create policies, and help the company to grow, and help the shareholders to create more wealth. And just to give a glimpses of the history of CMA. CMA is managed and monitored by an institution called IMA, which stands for Institute of Management Accountants, and it is established in the US in the year 1919. Today, you see there are more than 125,000 members in more than 150 countries. And in fact, if you see countries like UAE, especially Dubai, today there are, Dubai was one of those countries which was a tax-free countries. When I visited Dubai a couple of years back in 2019, one of my friends, he said the amount of opportunities for CMAs has doubled and tripled. You see, every person who's carrying a book would be carrying a CMA book. They would be studying CMA. They would be trying to do CMA, because Dubai is now not anymore a tax-free country. They have introduced VAT, indirect taxes, and they think that professionals like CMAs can handle it, and they've got a lot of opportunities. And you see, most of the students who are in trying to live in Dubai or other parts of UAE look for doing courses like CMA. And what are the opportunities that you have to begin with? You start off as an accountant, a normal accountant. You can play the role of a cost accountant or a finance manager or finance analyst. As you grow, as with your experience, you'll be able to elevate yourself to the CFO role, and for that matter, even to the CEO role. If you ask me personally, no person other than the CFO is better in terms of running the operations, also like a CEO. In other words, only the CFO is naturally eligible to be the CEO of the company. And I've seen that many companies promote CFOs to be the CEOs. In fact, we call CEOs and CFOs are the co-pilots of many organizations, because whatever decisions being done by the CEO will be stopped by the CFO, and the CFO will ensure that the decisions are done, but within the ambit of the regulations, within the parameters of what can be done in the best interest of the company, and so on and so forth. So which can be done only by folks like you once you become the professionals. And just to give you more details about the number of exams, what are the contents of the courses and stuff like that. Unlike other courses, guys, you just have 2 papers to clear. There are just 2 papers. Yes, you heard me right. Just 2 papers and 2 exams. That's it. And you are eligible to be called a CMA. And you don't have to wait for completing your BCom to get the CMA course or pursue your CMA course. You can parallelly do both the BCom and CMA. Dayanand University, Saga University has brilliantly done the introduction of this course with their regular curriculum in such a way that you don't have to really study everything overnight, but they've split that over a couple of semesters, and helps the students to be ready with BCom and CMA. And by the end of the BCom, you are going to have BCom plus CMA, and after that, I know there's an institution called Miles, which is associated with Dayanand Sagar University. They also help the students who have done CMA to get a job placements. And the list of the exam or the syllabus includes, I told you, right, there are only 2 parts. The first part consists of external financial reporting decisions. Here you're going to learn about US GAAP, IFRS, and of course you want to learn about things like planning and budgeting, cost management, internal controls, technologies and analytics. Likewise, in part 2, you got more of analysis like financial statement analysis, decision-making analysis, or risk management, investment decisions. And of course, lastly, you also have professional ethics, because once you become a member, or a CMA, you're supposed to know what are the do's and don'ts, how you're supposed to behave, or what are the things that you have to do, because you'll be called the ambassadors of those those institutions. So you need to know what are the do's and don'ts. And another interesting part is you got to just get 360 marks, and you'll have 100 MCQs and 2 simulations or essay type questions. It's all easy. I don't want to scare you with all this information, but literally, if I was you, I would consider doing something which would make me foolproof. I'll be eligible to get a job within a period of 3 years from now. And that's what I would look for. And one of the options that you have is the CMA. And of course, the exams are going to be done, it's a computer-based exams, and you have an option to write the exam site in one of these windows. As I said, you just have to clear both the papers, just part 1 and part 2. And again, you don't have to write part 1 first and take a part 2. You can take part 2 first and then do the part 1 as well. And finally, I just want to say thanks to all of you. But before I say thanks, I would also like to read out something very interesting. This is some of the, one of the WhatsApp message that I got today. I thought it's very relevant for the day's topic. 3 rules of life. If you don't go after what you want, you will never have it. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And third important rule is, if you do not step forward, you will remain in the same place forever. So good luck, guys. Please take a decision which is going to be very, very important in your life. And once a decision is taken, don't look back. God will be there with you. May God bless all of you. Good luck. Thank you so much, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'd like to invite the Dean, Ma'am Punit Kariappa, to talk about the formalities, the way forward for students. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Shinde, and welcome all the students once again. So you have heard the experts speak about ACCA and CMA. I've got some questions and I'm trying to clarify them. So let me once again clarify a couple of things about ACCA you have heard. So this is UK-based program that we are talking about. And many students will have a lot of questions always. So let me repeat. BCom is done along with your ACCA. You do register for ACCA. There are exemptions for a few papers like Mr. Prashant explained when you're studying your ACCA because you're doing your BCom side by side. The remaining papers which are not exempted, which you're supposed to write the exams, you will start writing that exams from your second year degree onwards, which means from the first year, first sem, second sem, third sem, fourth sem, and so on, coaching for ACCA papers will happen as BCom papers, but you can start writing the ACCA exams only from the second year. There is something called as subscription fees, registration fees, and exam fees for your ACCA paper, which is not compulsory for everyone. I repeat, if in a class there are 60 students who are studying BCom with ACCA, only those who are interested can register and take up the exams. There is no compulsion. All of you will get to study. But whether you want to write the exam or not, choice is yours. That you can decide when you come to your second year. You can write the exams based on your comfort level. You can write 1 paper at a time or 2 papers at a time, depending upon your convenience and your comfort. You need not complete all the ACCA papers within the 3 years because the degree that you are going to get from Dayanand Sagar University is only BCom. What you're going to study is ACCA side by side. Coaching for ACCA is given by us. But when to write the exam of ACCA, when to complete that depends on you, which means you can complete your BCom, but still carry forward your ACCA journey even later. You can appear for interviews and you can tell that you're continuing your ACCA examinations, and you can accordingly look for jobs in multinational companies, as Mr. Prashant has already explained. I'm repeating that ACCA coaching is free and it is not compulsory, it is optional. I hope With that, you get a lot of information about ACCA. If you still have a lot of doubts, you can write your questions and I'll be there to answer. Or you can walk into our campus and me and my faculty members team are there to answer and help you out. You can just give us a call also. Let me move on to talk about BCom with CMA. Like Mr. Suresh explained, there are only 2 papers and you can write these papers in your final year. You become eligible to write these 2 papers in your final year. So what happens is these 2 papers, we try to coach you, teach you when you're in your first year and your second year. That is, the CMA papers are split into 5 different papers. We break it down into 5 papers and we teach them as part of BCom program. So you're studying CMA and also doing your BCom side by side. So when you come to your final year, you are already ready to take up the CMA exam. Whether to take up CMA exam or not is again optional. It is not compulsory. Coaching is free. Jobs in multinational companies. Okay. You need not complete it when you complete your BCom. You can write that only in your final year. And the beauty of CMA once again is you can write a small entrance test when you're in your final year and get scholarship, which means you can do your CMA free of cost if you're really very good. So these are some special features of CMA. We also have BCom with CA, our own Indian CA. You all must be knowing about the Chartered Accountants course, CA Foundation in the first year, Intermediate in the second year, and Articleship for the next 3 years. So we provide CA Foundation coaching in the college itself. So morning you will have your BCom classes and afternoon you will have your CA Foundation classes. Because of the pandemic, it will be online. As of now, we'll see when things, become normal later. All right. However, because you are our CA students, the focus will be more on CA when you're doing your intermediate and your articleship. We'll talk more about it. And I'm sure everybody knows what is CA, what are the papers. And for more information, you can log on to icai.org also. You may become an independent professional, or you can start your own management consultancy services. You can be absorbed by any of the industry or a multinational company. The choice or the choices are plenty. Okay. Apart from that, I just want to mention, while you do all this, you are transformed from students to professionals by giving you projects, pre-internships, internships, and campus placements. At SCMS, we do have various courses, pre-placement trainings, online certification programs, outbound programs, campus ventures, many digital learnings, and so on. We get eminent speakers from the industry to speak to you all time and again so that you understand more about the industry culture and the expectations. You also have something called as honors degree. By just being able to complete 18 to 20 credits more by doing some online courses, appearing for the Viva, along with BCom, you can get your honors degree also. Not over, you can get an additional minor degree. If you're not only interested in doing BCom, with whatever specializations that you have spoken about, your passion lies somewhere else, you want to do something more, you can do that also and get a minor degree. So you get BCom, BCom honors, a minor degree, an additional professional degree like ACCA or CMA or CA, everything within these 3 years. So gone are those days where a student just does a simple, normal, plain, vanilla BCom. There's so much more that can be added to it and can be completed in your 3 years, which keeps you busy and you pass out with flying colors. Yes. So that's from my side. I hope I have clarified all that you wanted to know. And in case you want to know more information, please note down our number. Feel free to contact us. We'll be there to help you. Now that the lockdown is lifted, you can walk into our campus, just give a call. We will be there to guide you as to where to come, where to meet, and clarify all your doubts. All right. So you can start applying and start taking the admission, because the seats are almost full, because there are no exams. So a lot of inquiries, a lot of admissions are going on. We would welcome you all to Dayanand Sagar University School of Commerce and Management Studies. Thank you all. Thank you once again. And before I wind up, tomorrow, same time, we do have, a webinar by experts speaking to you all about management programs. So listen to both management and today's commerce program, so that you can again take an informed decision. Thank you all. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
you so
everyone.
much. And we'd just like to inform all the students that yes, as informed by the dean, tomorrow also we are having a webinar by the same School of Management, School of Commerce and Management Department, where we talk about the business administration programs, where we have specialized programs on BFSI. We are also launching a program on retail operations with the apprenticeship program, the first of its kind in Bangalore. And definitely we will look forward to all of you there. But students who are interested in looking at the commerce as their way forward, we'd like to inform them that because of the examinations being cancelled, there's going to be, everybody passes. So once everybody passes, there's a fear among students in terms of getting good universities, getting admissions, seats being booked fast. And as we talk, we see that there's a good amount of rush from the time the lockdown has been opened up. We are getting in a lot of amount of students walking in along with their parents. And we see that the trend this year is on-spot admissions. They come, they submit the documents, we verify the documents, and in a span of 45 minutes, the student goes out happy, saying he's been admitted in one of the premium universities in Bangalore at Dayanand Sagar University. So program that we, as we talk, we also would like to inform you that because the admissions are getting filled up fast, and we will wait for the communication from the government. But in the meantime, we also would like to announce the program to go live on 26th of July. That's where the program is going to commence, and students who would have taken admissions by then will have the privilege of the classes to start by 26th of July. So without wasting any time, talk to your experts, talk to your parents. You need any more guidance, we have the number given over here on the screen, 46461800, or visit us at dsu.edu.in, fill in the application form, and our career guidance experts will speak to you and make sure that you have all the details available to choose a career in commerce, specialized commerce programs. So all the best. I'd like to thank all the speakers who have given the time today for the lovely guidance to all of you, and would like to thank all the supporters, the team from DSU, as well as the students who have stayed back with us to know more about careers in commerce. Thank you so much. Stay safe and enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir. Thank you, Prashant.
Madam, there are some
And
questions.
thank you,
If
Suresh.
you can just complete answering.
I will stay back and I will complete the questions.
Sure. Thank you so
Yeah?
much. Thank you all.
Thank you,
speakers.
Prashant. Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shandhi, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Look forward to seeing you all once again in some other webinar.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Thank
sure,
you.
sure.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, I think the questions are done. If there are no more questions, we can wind up. Yeah, Imtiaz, I think we can close. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.